Apple says AI can't reason. Claude 4 Opus just entered the chat, and it's not happy. A new paper co-written by Claude itself is tearing apart Apple's illusion of thinking study, calling out fatal flaws that could change everything we thought we knew about AI reasoning. Stick around because this AI drama is just getting started. What's up, Tech Fam? Welcome back to the channel where we break down the latest AI news that actually matters. Today we've got 12 mind-blowing stories from the world of artificial intelligence, from brain implants in China to AI-generated TikTok ads. Let's dive in. All right, let's start with the spiciest AI beef of the week. Apple recently published a paper called The Illusion of Thinking that basically said large language models can't truly reason. They just collapse when problems get complex. But here's where it gets wild. A researcher from Open Philanthropy, Alex Lawson, just dropped a response paper called The Illusion of Thinking. And get this, Claude Opus 4 is listed as the co-author. The paper absolutely demolishes Apple's findings, pointing out 3 major flaws. First, when Apple claimed models collapsed on complex puzzles, they were actually just hitting token limits. The models literally said, "I'll stop here to save tokens," but Apple counted that as a failure. Second, the evaluation was so broken it marked mathematically impossible puzzles as failures when models correctly identified they had no solution. Imagine penalizing a calculator for saying you can't divide by 0. And here's the kicker. When they removed these artificial constraints and asked models to generate solution algorithms instead of exhaustive lists, models like Claude, Gemini, and OpenAI's O3 solved 15-disk Tower of Hanoi problems with ease, way beyond where Apple reported 0 success. This isn't just academic nitpicking. It shows how easy it is to misunderstand AI capabilities when your testing methodology is flawed. Score 1 for Claude in the AI reasoning debate. Next up, Tencent just dropped Hunyuan 3D 2.1, and it's a game changer for 3D content creation. This open-source model can generate Hollywood-quality 3D assets with cinematic textures from just text or images. What makes this special? First, it's completely open source. You can download the model weights, training code, everything. Second, it supports PBR materials, which means the 3D models look photorealistic with proper lighting and textures. The model is already being used by Tencent games, cutting their 3D asset creation costs by 30%. And get this, it can run on consumer GPUs, so you don't need a massive server farm to use it. If you're into 3D modeling, game development, or just want to create some sick 3D art, this is definitely worth checking out. The GitHub repo is blowing up with over 600,000 downloads already. Google just launched something pretty cool. Audio overviews for search results. Think of it as having a mini podcast generated for your search queries. Here's how it works. When you search for something complex, Google might show a Generate Audio Overview button. Click it, wait about 40 seconds, and boom. You get a 4 to 5 minute conversation between 2 AI voices explaining your topic. It's like Notebook LM's audio feature, but integrated right into search. The voices sound surprisingly natural, and they actually have a conversation about your topic, rather than just reading facts. Currently, it's only available in the US through Search Labs, but this could be huge for accessibility and people who learn better through listening. Plus, imagine being able to listen to your search results while driving or working out. The future of search is getting more multimodal by the day. AMD just unveiled their next-gen AI infrastructure, and it's absolutely massive. Meet Helios, a double-wide rack system powered by their upcoming MI400 GPUs that's set to launch in 2026. The specs are insane. Each MI400 GPU will have 432 GB of HBM4 memory. That's 1.5x more than NVIDIA's upcoming Blackwell chips. The full Helios rack will pack 72 of these GPUs, delivering 2.9 exaflops of compute power. But here's the really interesting part. AMD claims their MI400 will deliver 40% better performance per dollar than NVIDIA's offerings. They're banking on lower power consumption and open-source technologies like UA-Link instead of NVIDIA's proprietary NVLink. OpenAI's Sam Altman even showed up at the announcement, confirming they'll be using AMD chips. With big tech companies planning to spend $300 billion on AI infrastructure this year alone, AMD is positioning itself as the cost-effective alternative to NVIDIA's dominance. The race for AI compute is heating up, and competition is great for innovation. Anthropic just pulled back the curtain on how they built Claude's new multi-agent research system, and it's fascinating for anyone interested in AI architecture. Instead of one AI doing everything, they created a lead agent using Claude Opus 4 that breaks down your question and spawns multiple sub-agents using Claude Sonnet 4. These sub-agents work in parallel, each researching different aspects of your query. The results? Their multi-agent system outperformed single-agent Claude by over 90% on complex research tasks. But here's the catch. It uses 15 times more tokens than a regular chat, which means 15 times the cost. The engineering challenges were wild too. They had to prevent agents from duplicating work, ensure they understood task boundaries, and handle errors on the fly. Minor prompt changes could cascade into completely different behaviors. This is a glimpse into the future of AI, not just smarter models, but smarter architectures. We're moving from single AI assistants to entire AI teams working together. Quick one here. Anthropic just launched a completely free AI fluency course, and it's not your typical prompt engineering tutorial. Developed with university professors, this 3 to 4 hour course teaches you a framework for collaborating with AI based on the 4 Ds: delegation, description, discernment, and diligence. What I love about this is it's not about memorizing prompts that'll be outdated next month. It's about developing a lasting mindset for working with AI systems. The course works with any AI tool: ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever you use. If you want to level up your AI game beyond just copy-pasting prompts, definitely check this out. Link in the description. Lovable just hosted an AI coding showdown comparing OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google, and the results might surprise you. They tested each AI's ability to build real applications, and while I can't share all the details here, let's just say the landscape of AI coding assistants is more competitive than ever. Each model had its strengths, some better at UI, others at complex logic. The key takeaway? We're at a point where AI can genuinely build production-ready applications, not just toy demos. OpenAI just landed their first Department of Defense contract worth $200 million, and it's raising some eyebrows. The one-year contract will see OpenAI developing prototype frontier AI capabilities for both warfighting and enterprise domains. But don't worry. They're emphasizing it's mainly for administrative tasks like improving healthcare for service members and cybersecurity. This follows similar moves by Anthropic partnering with Palantir and Meta, working with defense contractors. The entire AI industry is increasingly engaging with national security applications. It's a controversial move for a company that started as a nonprofit focused on beneficial AI. But with the global AI race heating up, these partnerships might be inevitable. The big question is, how do we ensure AI remains beneficial when it's being developed for defense purposes? Here's a sobering stat. UK universities caught nearly 7,000 students using AI to cheat last year, and experts say that's just the tip of the iceberg. The numbers are staggering. AI cheating cases jumped from 1.6 per 1,000 students to 5.1 per 1,000 in just 1 year. Meanwhile, traditional plagiarism is actually declining. But here's the real kicker. A University of Reading study found that AI-generated work goes undetected 94% of the time. So if 7,000 got caught, imagine how many didn't. This isn't just about students being lazy. It's forcing a complete rethink of how we assess learning. Some universities are moving back to in-person exams, while others are embracing AI and teaching students how to use it ethically. The education system is at a crossroads, and how we handle this will shape the next generation of workers. China just achieved something remarkable. They successfully implanted a brain-computer interface in a paralyzed patient, making them only the second country after the US to reach this milestone. In March 2025, researchers implanted a wireless BCI device in a patient with tetraplegia. Within just 3 weeks, they could play racing games and chess using only their thoughts. The implant is tiny, just 26mm wide and less than 6mm thick. What's really impressive is that China claims their electrodes are 100 times more flexible than Neuralink's, which means less damage to brain tissue. They're expecting market approval by 2028. But here's what's even more exciting. In separate trials, they're using brain-spinal interfaces to help paralyzed patients actually walk again. 4 patients regained leg movement within 24 hours of surgery. This isn't just controlling external devices, it's reconnecting the nervous system itself. The global race for brain-computer interfaces is accelerating, and the potential benefits for millions with paralysis are incredible. TikTok just launched Symphony, their new AI suite that includes some mind-blowing features for content creators and advertisers. The standout feature? You can now generate complete TikTok videos from just a text prompt or product URL. Want to turn a still image into a dynamic video? They've got you covered. Need to translate and dub your content into 10+ languages automatically? Done. They're also introducing AI avatars, both stock ones you can use right away and custom ones based on real people. Imagine creating localized content with AI versions of brand ambassadors speaking perfect Japanese, Spanish, or French. The integration with Adobe Express and WPP's platform means these tools are coming to professional creators and agencies. We're entering an era where AI-generated content will flood social media, and it'll be increasingly hard to tell what's real. TikTok's being transparent, though. All AI content is labeled. But still, the implications for advertising and content creation are huge. Last but not least, Chinese AI video app Pixverse is quietly attracting 60 million global users. While everyone's focused on Sora and Runway, Pixverse is building a massive user base with their text-to-video AI. The app lets you create surprisingly good videos from text prompts, and it's completely free right now. The quality rivals some paid competitors, and they're iterating fast. Keep an eye on this one. The AI video space is getting crowded, and dark horses like Pixverse might surprise us all. Wait, before you go, I've got 2 hot AI apps launching today that you need to know about. First up is Spotted in Prod. This is a game changer for app developers and designers. It's basically a curated library of the best iOS apps and interactions. You can search by patterns, scrub through UI clips frame by frame, and discover the designers behind your favorite apps. If you're building apps or just love great design, this is your new secret weapon. Second is Agent X. Remember how we talked about Anthropic's multi-agent system? Well, Agent X brings that power to everyone. It lets you build teams of AI agents that actually work together, regardless of which LLM you're using. We're talking hierarchical teams, complex automation, intelligent coordination, basically your own AI workforce. Both apps are launching today, so grab them while they're hot. Links in the description, as always. All right, now that was a lot of AI news to digest. From Claude fighting back against Apple to brain implants helping paralyzed patients walk, we're living in absolutely wild times. Which story blew your mind the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more AI news breakdowns. Remember, the future isn't something that happens to us. It's something we create together. Stay curious, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.